I don't.
We are live.
Wow. Thanks. Just fucking just throw me up. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Doing great.
Hello. I will not be denied. Yeah, hey, here we are. Doing good. Doing good. Kiki RP. That's actually I need to like zoom that in so I can actually read that chat on this monitor. Yeah, so here we are once again to play Orchard. But not just any Orchard. The Orchard of 2018. This will be the last time that we see these faces in 2018. Because I'm going to track them all down and forcefully push them into the Feywild so they can play their characters in real life. You are in the game. But yeah, hey. So, yeah, why don't you just have a brief little, like, how's it do? How is everyone anyway? How's everyone's week being? You know what? Tell me the most positive thing that happened to you this week. Or something you enjoyed. And let's start with Tiz, because I see she's ferociously searching for something and I want to interrupt that.
I was erasing something. What happened this week? Positive. Nothing? No, I had a Christmas party on Saturday and we watched Gremlins.
Ah.
Super fun.
Which one? The first one?
The first one.
I approve.
Yeah, the Christmas one. I mean, because it takes place during Christmas, so it's technically a Christmas movie. And yes,
is that how it works?
Yes,
No.
that's how it works.
No.
It's like how that. It's like
like 4 times.
It's like how that one movie with Bruce Willis is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
During Christmas, there's a Christmas tree. Yeah. So, and I watched it. I watched it with a bunch of Germans and Finnish people, and I think this was their first experience of kind of the true American cinema. And they were horrified, and they had a lot of questions.
Why is that? We have cinemas in Europe.
No, but I mean, like, usually what gets over here is blockbuster films, and so they were able to experience like true weird
American trash.
Yeah, true American
trash.
I don't know, has everyone seen the Horror Channel and there's like any like Sky or Virgin like, media software? Like, I've seen trash.
I don't think a lot of Germans are flying Sky Airlines to watch the Horror Channel.
Yeah. When I was in Spain, what was great is they had this channel that was all these really terrible dubs of B-list sci-fi movies.
Oh, okay.
And it was great. It was the best thing ever.
Nice. Nice. And who are you playing today, Tiz?
I am playing Seraphina, a level 11 cleric and a level 5 fighter. Team mom, but maybe not Neil's mom anymore. Maybe Neil and I had a fight and I've been removed from my mom duties.
I mean, if you're not Neil's mom, can you be
You're not my mom anymore.
Can you be team mom if you're not Neil's mom?
You're not my real mom.
I feel like that's the yard poll to know if you're mom worthy. So, but no, yeah, cool. We did have some epic stuff happen last session, which I really loved. And yeah, jumping from you to Neil, Sean, what's the most positive thing happened to you or you enjoyed this week?
Well, yesterday on Scotty Hood's channel, I got to play my clown bard.
Oh yeah.
And for people who don't know, I kept wondering, is this okay? Like to have a clown who's depressed because his pet monkey committed suicide and he doesn't know why. He's tortured by it, but everybody seemed okay with it. So I ran it and it was awesome. And I threw bottles of my own pee. I mean, it was all sorts of fun stuff.
Acid.
And then and like, so we come up with a story that my clown character's wife had left him for another clown named Mr. Giggles who could do cartwheels, and all I had left was the monkey. And so so I had crafted this secret story. I was wondering if they would figure it out, and they didn't. That what happened was, because I mentioned that Mr. Giggles, soon after that incident, like slowly degenerated and died. And it turns out that my monkey was poisoning him until he died to get revenge. But then my monkey felt so guilty about it that he killed himself, right? So what happens is this was a Christmas adventure that you can find on the DMs Guild. And we saved Father Christmas. He was like the winter father or something. And he gave us each a present at the end. And my present was my monkey was brought back to life.
Nice, you
So,
murderous monkey. Nice.
but then it was like, I'm thinking like, no, can't do that. It's my character for Orchard. If I can't have him with his monkey, so I don't know.
Don't
Well,
worry,
that's a
that gives me so much juicy shit to work with. Fun
so
fact.
yeah, Pro, we need to. The monkey will have to die again. So just so
I mean, that's fine. We can just say he is already dead when he's there. Oh, we can work out something out if your character dies, which I don't think he will. But hey,
Thank you.
Mr. Giggles, R.I.P. You were the true hero.
Hmm?
Giggles gets
So,
down.
yeah. My character is Neil Zarkanin. I'm a paladin. And we had an incident last episode. We're in a drow city, and there's slaves and slave auctions. And so we'd rescued this one kid who was a slave, but then he wanted us to rescue his family. But Seraphina thought it was too risky, and we actually got into a big argument. And Seraphina out wrestled me. And so
Big mama
I
arms.
had no choice but to leave them there in their cage, in their own filth, where I guess they died or will die. So
Who knows?
yeah, so we'll see.
Topic from you. Thank you for that lovely insight to your character and Giggles the clown. Super fun and interesting. I love it. Tommy, hey.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that whole backstory going on there. Just wow. I mean,
very story
anyone-
rich.
yeah, has anyone paid you for the movie rights to that yet? But yeah, let's see. One good thing that happened this last week, I got to video call with some of my best friends from college, which is nice because that really happens because one of them lives in Japan. So it was real nice to catch up with them. Oh, one thing I really enjoyed, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Go see it. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. It's so good. Go see it. Yeah, I play Kieran Ramshorn, our resident sad, angsty, angry barbarian. Who absolutely nothing unusual happened to him last week. Nothing shocking or and like angsty or just nope, just not didn't happen. Nope. just nope. Nope. Just
Okay.
denial. Just straight denial right now.
Just that straight denial action. So, jumping from you, and just kind of speaking on the Miles Morales thing, I've heard good things, but I will still refuse to watch it because the only way that Marvel would do a Black Spider-Man is if it's in a cartoon. Fuck that. But yeah. And keeping on the train of positivity. Saturday. Yeah. Great.
I have health insurance for 2019 and I'm excited.
Yay.
I haven't had health insurance in all my adult years. I can't find anything more positive to start my new year with. Already starting better than all of the previous years. I have health insurance. So that's my positivity of the day. But I am playing Sally, everyone's favorite level 16 arcane trickster rogue who just wants to get out of this place alive, do some good criminal acts that don't get us assassinated in public for loud shouting and freeing of slaves, and getting ATOG to a healthy size.
Nice. Cool, yeah. And I am Prairie Starter, the kind of clean-faced boy for this 2018 Losing Days Orchard Yeah, that's what's the nice thing that happened to me this week. Because it was my birthday. Yay, me, all about me. Focus on me. Fuck everyone. And I'm joking. But yeah, so that's really what happened. And to go and get into more detail of what happened of all the non-angsty stuff and non-drama, why don't you take us into a recap, Serafina?
All right. So we woke up in our big bed that we were sharing, and everyone had dreams that they were being dissolved by goo. But it was fine. We weren't being dissolved by goo, but it was super spooky. Cien Lu came to visit us, the prince who rescued us, and he said that he had a mission for us, but first we wanted to go get Tommy, Kieran. Little did we know that Kieran was having a conversation with his dead ex-girlfriend named Triana, a beautiful redhead with a sexy little accent.
Power
And
of a tree.
what?
And the power of a tree.
And the power of a tree. And Triana was in the ghetto of the dead with Kieran's mother. Kieran was shook. He didn't tell any of us this, so we don't actually know what's happening. And he said that he was going to go visit Triana. So we'll see if that happens and if he invites any of us to meet his dead ex-girlfriend who apparently his mom killed. I'm not still 100% sure what's going on with that. Sounds incredibly dysfunctional. He has a lot of shit to work out. But while I went to go get Tommy, my sword took control of my mind and made me walk an hour and a half away from the inn and attempt to murder a slave. I was able to overcome my sword, and instead I killed a slave owner to feed my hungry sword girl. And then I went to go back to get Neil so he could help me with the slaves that I had murdered the guy in front of. Meanwhile, while this is all happening to me, they're all in the inn. No one seems to really mind that I'm missing because they're just all conversing with Prince Cien Lu, getting a mission that we are no longer under the Feywild. In fact, we are under Hell's Furnace. Oh, that's another thing. Triana doesn't even know what the Feywild is, and she was confused when Kieran brought it up. So that's something that we'll probably have to investigate further. So we're under Hell's Furnace. Prince Cien Lu wants us to find out if one of the 6 houses, one of them is planning a coup, and we have to figure out who it is. Because if we don't figure out who it is, then there will be madness and chaos, and perhaps one of the houses is working with.
You know who it is.
Right. It's Elsers. So we're going to go to a party at the Twilight Gallery to try and figure out more because Sayali wants to talk to the murder woman who's in charge of the Twilight Gallery. Apparently she's like a torture lady and Sayali's really aroused by the idea. So we're going to go speak to her.
I think you got some information mixed up there. But
That's not.
Did I get some information mixed up?
It was Brie who just said she wanted to be tortured by Lo.
I was gonna say it was.
That was out of character.
Brie as a.
Was it out of character? Was it out of character?
Metagamed Sally's decision into picking that one specifically. I will admit to metagaming in this moment.
Was it out of character?
So I could get my soul quenched.
So we could get the evil demon lady.
Welcome to your Monday morning game, everyone. My voice just broke real hard. I love that sentence.
Nice.
So I picked up Neil. We went to go get the slaves. All the slaves were gone, though they had eaten the food that I had suggested, that I had made for them. I started to stab the body a bunch of times in the hopes that it would look like the slaves had done it. Someone shot an arrow into the room that said, "Bravo, you owe me one," which means someone was watching me. Oops. And then guards came in and they surprised us, and we were able to convince them to leave with a payment of 500 gold from Kieran's gold that I had in my suitcase of holding. And then we purchased a slave boy. And as we were walking back to the inn, the slave boy conveniently passed his starving family that were hanging in cages.
Look, all right, drama was guaranteed in this show.
and begged Neil to release them. Neil and I got in a fight because Neil wanted to save them, and I didn't think that that was a good thing to do. And so we wrestled, and I won the wrestling match
Hmm.
and doomed all of these people to a miserable death in cages. And Neil said that Neil said some things that made me really sad, but were true, and that's where we ended.
Nice. Yeah, I do have a few points. Which were, you know, it was all good. So taking inspiration, you got the majority of it really really well. You can still go to the Twilight gallery, but there was also another noble at the
In the
theater show.
performance district?
Yeah, in the performance district. And your job is to kind of get in with some like nobles and either like get evidence on Ilserv, which a Clavia is a part of. She's like the matron, or like get allies with other nobles, or just find evidence that Ilserv is doing it. So those are like the missions and like the pathways you guys can go. Also, I am coming down for cold, so excuse me if I don't talk much. Well, not talking, but you know, like click off and cough and die. But yeah, and the boy is now British, and I will now be making him Oliver Twist because I think that's funny. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of what you have. And in terms of like the Feywild and stuff, even though we're used to like 5e now and everyone knowing everything in 5e, the Grey Hawk was kind of like the first like world and stuff. So like, and this is before the Grey Hawk Wars, right? So you're about like 20 years out from the Grey Hawk Wars. So like the Feywild and things like that aren't super known, unless you're like someone like Sean, who's like a staunch researcher, or you know, like someone who's like super high level. It's not like they're like folk tales, but it's not like something that's widely known. So just FYI and those kinds of things, because I know it's hard to pretend you don't know things when you do. Okay, so I think we ended with you guys were heading back to the inn. And I think I just want to stop there.
Well, I want to go find the Temple of Bakab.
Okay. Yeah, you know where it is.
Take
it is
the kid there.
It is in the Faron district, which you are currently walking to. It is in the Street of Lies, but you have to go through an archway, which is kind of guarded by like priestesses of Loth, and you have to pay like a tithe to that faith in order to get into the area of all the different faiths. But yeah, you know where it is. There's like signs and everything.
Well, sorting through my gold pouch, I can't help but notice that I have 900 gold. So I think I'll be able to pay my way in.
Now, didn't you donate like 400 of that back to Seraphina for using 500 of
You
my
did,
gold?
yeah. You
Oh,
gave
yeah, you did.
you gave
Oh.
400 for Kieran.
Wait, no, I have 355 gold.
Yeah, that did happen.
Whoops.
I have 1 million gold.
And you haven't come back to either Sally or Kieran, who were still just chilling and waiting for you to come back.
I would have headed back to the
Ki-
inn instead of going to the temple with him.
Okay then.
Kieran's in
Neil
his bathtub, a la Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, very good.
Back in his.
I approve of this. Yeah, so I wanna like I think we see you split, and I wanna stick with Sean. So I wanna stick with you. Like it takes like it's gonna take you guys like 30 minutes to an hour to get like to like the place because it's a way across. So like you're in like the center area, like close to the west, and the Chattel district and the Outcast district is in like the east, and you're going further to the west to go to the where the temple is.
So I'm going to say to the kid as we're walking, so we're going to go to the temple of my god, and I want to see if it's somewhere safe for you to, I can leave you there until we're ready to go. So when we go there, you got to let me know if you feel like you'd be okay there. All right?
Oh, all right, sir. I can do that.
Okay. And if you don't want to go, stay there. You just won't. You'll just stay with me, okay?
What would it mean if I stay with you?
Well, it just might be a little. We're doing a whole thing here, and it's dangerous. So I'd rather. I can't. I know. I feel. I can't drag you into some dangerous situations. If it seems like you'd be safe in the temple, then I can just leave you there until we're done, and then I'll come get you, and then we'll get out of
You
here.
gonna abandon me, sir?
Nope. I just want to keep you in a safe place. For it might be a few days. I could probably come check on you every day, unless something crazy happens. But
You're.
if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I just want to go take a look. Okay.
Just bring him to the end. He can watch ATOG. It's fine.
Well, you're.
I don't want to bring him to the brothel.
Right, because his other life is so.
I'm sure he's seen worse.
He says to you. Your mean female friend isn't here. Can't we go back and save up and help my family? I'm sure they wouldn't cost too much.
Let's go back and look. All right.
Sorry, I couldn't control my facial expressions there for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, sir. So you walk and then you go around the corner and just do a little loop-de-loop and go back. You start making your way back.
Yeah.
And as you start making your way back, it's gonna take you like maybe like 20 extra minutes. You see, as you're looking around, you see this like large like Yugoloth, and like they're in these cages, but the cages were on top of like this little cart, and the Yugoloth like gets this like big like massive hand and like grabs like the cart end and starts like pulling them away, and the boys are like, my parents, my
Right.
brothers and sisters.
You got to pretend to be my slave here, okay?
All right, master.
So I'm gonna run up to the Yugoloth. Hi, I'd like to buy those slaves.
And he's like 6 foot. He's like has like one big like muscly arm and like one tiny like other arm at the side, but it's like glowing. He's just like,
Super powerful.
they are to be re-auctioned.
Well, I'll just buy him now. If you don't mind.
Let's see.
I've got money on me right now.
Roll persuasion.
They look really sick. Roll persuasion. Well, guess what? Dungeon Master Pro Restarter. I'm going to show you a power that I have never used on the entire Orchard campaign. It's my channel divinity called Emissary of Peace, which gives me a +5 bonus to persuasion for 10 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, well, sucks to be you, doesn't it?
Fuck your plans.
Oh, well. Guess you're going to roll a good persuasion now. So normally I have a +3, but I gotta add an extra. So I'm gonna add 5 to whatever this thing rolls. Okay.
Sure.
All
It's
right.
now 1.
Better not be a 1. 16 plus an extra 5, so that's a 21.
So yeah, he just looks at you and just goes, these would most likely just go to the District of the Dead for meat.
They do look tasty. Boy. I could go for a slave sandwich right now. Woo! So how about you hand them over?
So yeah, he looks inside, and like you kind of talk to him, and he just says, 250 gold pieces.
Whew, I'll make a big show of like, whoo, boy, I don't know. Do I have that much? The slaves down there are like 100. But then I'll just be like, oh, all right. I'm in. You got me in a hurry. 250. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, and you can kind of tell as well, like these like discount prices for them because they're like it's the parents and then it's like the siblings as well. So it's like, and they're probably just like stock that's just gonna get thrown away basically, like he said. And this goes, fine. And he walks over. He doesn't have a key, but it's like grabs the cage door with like his big hand, just like rips it off, and then rips the other one off. They're yours.
Thanks. I'm gonna tip this guy 5 gold. Thank you very much.
He takes it and he just says, "You'll need to come to conscription, sign papers."
Okay. Do we have to do this?
Of
Is
course.
this necessary?
You've bought your slaves.
Could you be my proxy?
They still need to be branded. What is your house
No,
sigil?
I'm gonna do that myself. I got my own special symbol. It's cool. Here, I'll slip an extra 10 gold.
Fine.
All right.
He takes it. And he just starts like clabbering away.
All right.
And the
so
guy's
I'm
like,
gonna get all these disheveled slave people.
yeah, and like they don't know like some of them like they're just like slumped up, like they can't even like hold their like own weight, and they're just like,
Really?
they're all like gaunt, and like you go in there and it stinks of filth. They're all like, some of them are probably like diseased as well, just because traveling through the Underdark.
How many of them are there?
4 total.
So I'm gonna lay on hands on each one of them. I can expend 5 points to cure one disease or poison. So if they're diseased, I'm gonna boom cure it, boom cure it, bam plow.
You do this.
They're gonna buy him some snacks and drinks.
They're still
water.
weak. They're still weak. So they're not like diseased, but they're still like malnourished and like dehydrated and stuff. So they're not like out of death's door yet. They're just not dying of syphilis.
Okay. Are they down? Technically, are they down hit points, or is this more of like an exhaustion kind of a thing?
It's more like an exhaustion kind of thing. Like like the hit point maximum is probably just like 1. At the moment, a slight breeze can knock them over, and they're just like they probably couldn't, like, if you didn't get to them tomorrow, they would have just died because they just are so malnourished.
All right, so I'm gonna start walking with them towards the temple. I'm gonna quietly explain to them. All right, listen, okay, you guys, you're gonna be free, but I gotta find somewhere safe for you to go. Do you know anywhere safe in the city for people like you?
The man kind of walks over. The boy you have, Freedom, is clutching his mother, and also like helping prop her up. The guy's just like, no, master, wherever you deem, I'm sure it will be sufficient, my lord.
Well, I'm not your master. I just bought your freedom, so we just got to get you out of here now. But I have a thing I have to do with my associates. It's gonna take a few days, so I'll explain to them about the Temple of Bakab and how I want to check it out and see if it's okay for them to stay there. Right. So yeah.
Nice. So
Sound good, everybody? All right. Okay.
They just like groan and nod.
That's the spirit.
So he as you kind of go forward, we kind of cut and we jump into the tavern, where Seraphina is like walking through the door.
I would just
Wait,
head
what?
up to the room.
Nice. I think
That's it.
Sayeli isn't there. She's out
Okay.
walking. And Kieran is in his bath, his room by bathing.
Okay. I would. Yeah, I would go to Kieran's room to knock if there was no one in our room, and I didn't see anyone like in the main area.
You hear a knock, Kieran?
You don't hear a knock. I'm like, Kieran.
Yeah, hold up one sec.
Kieran.
Give me a moment.
Kieran,
You hear
are
a
you
loud
naked?
splash.
Do you have a naked lady in there, Kieran?
Do I? I don't. I think I think Ebony left, right?
Unless you have money.
Which I don't. Because I used it all on the rest of the therapy.
And she gone.
Yeah, I figured. For yes to the first question, no to the second one. Give me 1 sec. I was just bathing. Yeah, and you hear like a whoosh. It's like a minute later. Yes.
Where is everyone?
Don't know. I mean, Neil went with you. I'm guessing by the fact that you're back, everything went okay. Sayeli was in their room last I checked. Maybe she went out for a moment, get ready for the party, see if she could find any information about this house and the party, possibly.
As you say that, Sally comes like bounding down the hall, like
Oh, look, there she is.
being
Speak of the devil.
pulled by probably carrying a now sleeping Lumo lizard who she promptly tired out, or walking it in circles until it couldn't move anymore.
There she is.
When are we leaving and where are we going? And will someone please update me about the things that happened while I was gone?
Before then, what happened with the slave, with the situation?
It's been taken care of.
Where's Neil?
I imagine when we split up, he said he was going to the Temple of Bakab.
Did you?
Neil, would you have told me that?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to you.
Okay. He has gone to the Temple of Bakab.
Does he have to pray before a mission?
Wait, hold up. You'll let Neil loose on his own in the city.
What kind of mother are you?
When are we leaving for this party?
When Neil comes back.
All right, I will be in the room talking to my sword. And I go into the room and I shut the door.
Wait, we're outside my room.
Kieran,
So
get out. I'm going to be in here.
I did not have gone into my room.
I go into my room.
Oh, that would have been so funny if you went. It's like, wait a second. I'm a little concerned about Neil being alone in this city. If he doesn't end up stabbed and dead in an alleyway somewhere, he might try to start a slave revolution.
Well, she says the situation's been handled. I don't know what that means, Kieran, and I'm worried.
I mean, they're not dead as of yet, so it could be worse, possibly.
Yes, but why did she leave Neil alone? Why didn't she go with him to this prayer? I mean, I suppose we'd give her a time limit, but still.
Is a good question, yes.
Perhaps maybe we should just go to the temple, collect him, and go.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Hold on, let me just, like,
Put some
put on
clothes
my
on.
armor. No, I have clothes on, okay? And Kieran's just gonna go put his armor on.
Okay.
Kieran puts his armor on.
While she's doing that, Sally's knocking on the door for Seraphina.
Yes.
We're going to collect Neil from the temple, and we are going to go.
All right, open the door. I begin to walk out. Actually, I would like to go to the street where my ring was tossed and see if I can find it.
Sure. Roll me a high or low.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, roll me a D100.
Fudge? What is the fudge button?
That's for the fate system.
Oh.
You need to
So you
click
can
it.
fudge your rolls.
Yeah.
I would like to click the fudge button.
Cheat? How do I cheat?
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's a chance that it's still there then. Roll me a investigation check.
Blah.
Nah, it's gone.
Sayeli, will you please go help me find something?
I'm gonna say the one investigation check is gonna be
Damn it.
is. Because when you threw it out, I had mentioned it was a busy street, and because you were already blacked out, you didn't really see where you threw it.
What are we looking for? What do you want me to find?
Never mind. And in my head, I'm like, you stupid sword. You could have just asked, and now you made me lose my cool ring.
But aren't you glad that you can see more clearly?
Wait, sword, what is your name?
Perhaps I will tell you in time,
Ah,
when we become more acquainted.
I can't just keep thinking of you as sword in my head. May I call you Gertrude?
Do not subscribe to your self-proclaimed names for me.
Are you
Well,
talking
either-
to yourself, Seraphina?
No, it's in my head. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this is all in your head. Okay.
It's even worse.
Does that help anything?
If you won't tell
Great.
me your name, I'm going to call you Gertrude.
Do as you wish.
All right, Gertrude. Gertie.
This sword's gonna regret it. Not telling.
This is
All
where this is where both parties regret their union.
Take 1d12 psychic damage. All right, Sally, let's go to this party.
No, we're going to the temple.
Right, we're gonna go get Neil, and then we're going to the party. I was just
I don't think the party's
mentioning the
until, like,
last
later tonight.
step. Whatever, let's go.
I think there's a lot of steps between picking
Oh
up
my
Neil and
goodness.
the temple.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize I needed to hash the 12-step program here. Let's just go.
And that's
I guess-
when Sailor realized she fucked up joining the glaive.
Yeah. Like, damn, out of all the guilds my evil family cult put me in, why did it have to be this one?
So, you're all making your way to the temple, but Sean will get there before you all, obviously, a good hour before. Well, actually about 30 minutes before, because it's quite near. So you're heading to the temple, and as you kind of get close to it, Neil, you see this large like archway that seems to be in like the middle of the walkway, and it has all of these like runic symbols on it, and there is just this like giant like kind of like black stone effigy like carved into like a spider that seems to just be like crawling over this archway. Just has its long legs like wrapped around it, and you see on like either side of this archway are two like female drow who are in this like very like see-through like spider silk like lingerie, and they just like they have like these like black staffs with like a purple like stone on it, and they have like just trays in their hand, and you see people walking in like dumping like some money in, and then like they bow and the people bow.
Can I see how much they're putting in?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, right. Roll 20. Okay, perception. I got an 8.
Like a handful. You're not really
Is it
sure like, the
gold?
amount.
Gold
Uh,
coins?
It is gold, yes.
Okay. So they're wearing like see-through clothes. So like I get a little sweaty and I don't look at them directly.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, hello. We're passing through.
Greetings.
How much is it, if you don't mind me asking?
How much do you think it should be to be in the presence of our demon goddess? And now you can tell that's like a
More
trick question.
money than most mortals will ever see.
In truth, you speak well.
I'm sorry. You're both so beautiful that I can barely stand to be in your presence. Please take this humble 15 gold and allow us to pass. Tinkle tinkle.
They look at it and they look down, look at you, and then just kind of like nod. Please continue on your street of lies to your temple. May loaf be with you.
MILF be with you too. Come on, let's go.
Shabrundabra be with you. And yeah, as you're walking down, you're seeing these temples everywhere. There are some like shops and some inns here and there, but you just see a myriad of just like humans, what look to be some dwarves and Draugr and all manner of races, and you can tell that most of these people they're in like clad in like heavy armor that appear to be either like clerics or like paladins or like sages or like wizards, and they're very obvious in the way that they dress and how they kind of like associate themselves. And you're used to being around these people, just being like in the temples and being that kind of person yourself. And you're seeing temples towards Nerul, Botar, Raxivert, Erefanil, Incabalus, Ayuz. You see what looks to be there's like an inn, and but the door is like black and there's like chains around it, and then you just see above the inn there's just like a picture of like an eyeball with like a hand in the center, and that like people in like black cloaks seem to like touch and like disappear as they walk in. You also see like as you get to like, this large like temple of Bakab, you actually see past that, and there is this like large black cigarette, maybe like 50 feet away, and you see that like there's like a sign nearby that just says museum, and it's like pointing to like the black cigarette.
Oh, well, I'll go to the Temple of Bakab, and I'm gonna Bakab it up with all the notes I took on Bakab from an article from Dragon Magazine 300 and something.
Nice.
Did you know that Bakab's symbol is an eye within a pentagram?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't seen anybody yet.
No,
A lot of eyes.
You walk in. I know, right? You walk in, and it is this large empty room, and there is just one like pillar in the center with just like this like silver bookcase with just like filled with books.
Okay.
And
Nobody in here?
Not that you see when you first walk in. It's when you first walk in.
Okay.
And you just get this like static on your fingers when you walk in, of just like the electricity in the air, almost like you can just like feel the arcane hum. And you see all these like runes that are dug into the floor of this like metallic inside building.
Okay. Well, I'll look for a priest.
Yeah, you look around. It's maybe like 5 minutes you're looking around when you're trying to find someone. You're like shouting hello, and then like maybe like someone comes in like from around the corner and just kind of says, "Oh," it's an old gentleman. Has like a staff, and he's kind of like coming forward. He has like these like blue and white robes on. Clearly some kind of like mage or sage.
Is it a drow or is it
It's a human man.
Oh, it's a human.
He's just like, oh, yes, You appear to be lost. Surely you should have known what you were looking for when you came in.
I say, greetings, brother. Magic is the lifeblood of Orth. I, as you, am a servant of Bakab, archmage of the deities, Bakab the Uncaring, the lord of all magic, the wielder of, apparently this is true, the first staff of the Magi.
Mm-hmm. You're saying this, and the guy's just like
from...
cleaning his teeth.
Oh, really? Well, actually, I like that. Actually, so listen, I'm from the city of Greyhawk, but I'm here in Arrowhay, Sinlu for a little while, and I've got some people here that I saved, and I want to bring them with me, but for now, I need to keep them somewhere safe. And what's more safe than the Temple of Bakab, the god of magic? So I'm wondering if for a substantial donation, and perhaps the promise of magic should I find any during my adventures here, if you would be able to house them.
When you say like monetary gain, he gives you this dirty look, and he's just like, "You think you can buy protection? If they are not able to protect themselves, why should we? This is not a house of protection. This is not a house of Hieronius. We are a scholarly pursuit. What can they give to advance what we have? We don't need slaves."
I can give you something in exchange for this favor.
Sumptuous of you.
I'll pull out my Helm of Comprehending Languages. This might help you.
He takes it. You see his like eyes like sparkle, like lavender. Base enchantment. Very audacious piece. It's dented in a few areas. You've been in some kind of combat, boy.
I fell over. Yeah, dropped it once.
Must have a hard head to dent such a.
It doesn't work
item.
on Sewell anymore, but everything else should be fine.
The Sewell in their own cryptographic language. Yes.
I know it's pretty lame.
Well, let me persuasion check.
Persuasion. All right. 12.
So yeah, he just says to you, well, all right.
So here's the deal. As long as all of them are safe and free and alive here, you can keep that, okay? And if when we're done here with what me and my allies are doing, it'll probably be a few days, then I'll come and get them and you can just keep the helmet, okay?
Tell me. Like his eyes like flash lavender over you. I will take this and them if you could give me a piece of knowledge.
Okay.
2 pieces.
All right.
1. Why do you enjoy life? And 2.
You want me to answer?
What
Okay.
are you?
Why do I enjoy life? Do I have to answer this right now?
Well, yes.
Well, why do I enjoy life? Because I love magic. I love learning about magic. For example, one of the people I travel with, she's a rogue, right? She's, don't rogues stab people in the back and steal things? That's what I thought. But she's running around casting fireball. She's good at it. She's got her guano. She's casting high-level magic, and it's not even her main pursuit. That is why I enjoy life. What was the second question?
What are you?
I am someone who. Oh boy, I can't say that to him. I'm just a. I don't. I'm a nobody trying to do something to make things better for somebody else.
You. Was that your answer?
Yeah.
Your reason for life is because you are enamored by some other's arcane mastery? Not even
It's-
your own pursuit to learn such
It's
invocation.
no.
I'm speaking now.
High ranking. Okay. Go on.
And you don't even know what you are. You probably haven't even read the scripture of uncaring will.
I've read everything. That's all I do is read. It's my whole life sitting in the temple reading this stuff.
It shows you have no practical application of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I will do. I will take that boy. And he points to Freedom. But
Liberty.
the rest,
His name is Liberty Freedom.
the rest are too far gone. This is not a house of healing.
You got to take all of them. That helm is invaluable. You'll be able to translate anything.
You assume I can't do that already with the magics I know.
The helm makes it easier. You don't have to waste spell slots.
He just looks at you and just says, I have far application of magic. If you don't want that deal, then you can leave.
You got to take all of them. You can't just take the kid.
Then I guess we're at an impasse. Like, hands
Alright.
you the helm.
All right. I'm going to try to intimidate him. I'm going to grab him by the cuffs of his shirt.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to pick him up. Oh shit! A 5.
You go to grab him, and
Mhm.
he just like shimmers in place. There, we're done here. Leave. If you were a true follower of Macabre, then you would have known the answer before you walked in. At least the questions I gave you. Starts walking away. You're a disappointment, Neil.
So he's not going to take any of them? Is that the deal? Or is he taking the kid?
Well, you said you couldn't take the kid, and he just gave you back the helm.
All right. All right, I'll look at them. All right, we'll have to try another church. Not surprised.
Just walks away.
Have we been able to get to the temple since this?
Well, as this has been going on, and they've been talking, you all make your way towards the archway. And you see
by the way, Seraphina, I'm gonna need another 100 of my gold.
Yes, of course. I reach into my suitcase of holding and I give him 100 gold.
Yep.
No,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Terrible.
And I guess we approach the archway.
Well, here we are in front of the Temple of Macabre. Wait, did we have to pay to get in?
Yeah, so you haven't made it to the Temple of Macabre yet. You're at the
Okay.
archway.
Okay, here we are at the archway that leads to the Temple of Macabre. Someone go say
Here-
something to people,
I mean,
the half-naked ladies.
why don't you?
Because I
Aren't you technically like the leader of this group? Like,
yes, I suppose I am. All
Mhm.
right, I'm going to walk towards them. I like very slowly, like start to meander. Hello, ladies.
Greetings. Have you come to walk upon the street of lies?
Yes, all of us have. There are 3 and a lizard.
There will need to be a tithe paid for all of you.
Wait, is the lizard with us?
No, she
Sally
left
is-
him. No,
Okay. No
she
lizard.
walked him around for a full
Oh, that's
hour.
right, because then he fell asleep. Okay.
And then he fell asleep. He's got him like she's got like a mat of papers and like a bed set up, like a pillow.
What is the cost?
What do you think the cost should be to walk within the walls of Lauf?
What do I think it should be to walk within the wall of love? 2 gold each.
The person you're talking to just stares at you.
All
You see
right.
someone come in, like pay something and walk in.
Everyone, it costs 2 gold each.
You can just take six gold, or there's 3 of us, right? Yeah, so 6 gold out of whatever's in my bin in your bag.
All right, I take out 6 gold and I put it in the collection pot or whatever.
She looks at you, looks at it, looks at you again. I see.
All right,
Kieran goes to walk in.
have a blessed day or evening. Have a blessed time cycle in this underworld. And may Lolith bless your crops and water your skin. And yes, good day.
Lauf, watch you. You're muted.
You're muted.
Silence.
You're muted, but we definitely know what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she just like pushes Seraphina as she talks.
So
Oh,
you walk in. Seraphina, you feel the eyes of the priestess like burning into your back, and you know as you round the corner, it disappears. You see the same kind of like sights I said before. Is all these like temples. There's some shops around. Some people like it's like hawking food. You see a number of people walking around. You see a signpost that says Temple of Bakab and all the other ones. You see a Temple of Ayuz, and you see what we would know would be like, you know, the Vecna building with the eye and the door, and other places. You see the museum. Roll me a perception check, Kieran.
Okay. Just casually, the Vecna building,
As
right?
you're walking down. Well, it's like it's just like a door in like a wall, and it has like chains on it and stuff, and people walk it, touch it, and they disappear.
16.
Okay, yeah, nice. As you're walking down the street of lies and you're going past all of these streets and buildings, you see that there is where the Temple of Ayuz is, which is like across the street. It's just this like kind of like milky, kind of like dried old bone colored, and like the steps are kind of like made of like bone. And as like you see like people walking up and down, they're like in these like dark robes, or they have like very like twisted features. You see some people who look like been touched by like demonic power like walk in as well. Some tieflings. And you see kind of like walking out of that your mother.
Ah, son of a bitch. Kieran, these green cloaks have like hoods, right?
I
No.
didn't think you were wearing the green cloak because he told us to take them off.
Oh
No, he said
no,
keep
he
them on,
told
that's
to take
Oh,
off the
that's right.
pin.
he said, "Do not take off the green robes."
cloak.
Right. Take
Yeah.
off the
Is-
Kieran, Is there an alleyway?
What did you get? 16.
I got 16. Is there an alleyway
You can see
nearby?
that you can see that like in a moment she's about to like just pan her head and will most likely see you.
Is there a temple
this-
temple of Cyril here?
Is there somewhere I can duck?
Cyril.
Cyril? She's a famous Sul goddess. She's awful and a total liar.
No, but there is a Sul one here. Let me see if I can. Continue on, sorry. And
Is there somewhere I can like duck down? How busy is this street? And slash, or is there a side street?
yeah, you can duck him down anyway, but I'll have you roll a stealth check as you can like run in.
Oh my god. God, it's advantage. Oh.
How far is the temple, the Sul temple?
It is like a few feet away from you. I don't have it up
Sally-
right now. I don't know what it is.
Sally sees Kieran like duck behind her, like awkwardly, like this
Yeah,
massive
like-
form, duck behind like Sally, who is the smallest person in the party, and she just turns around and cuffs his arms and starts walking into the temple of the Sul.
You walk in as you kind of break away. It's this very almost like militarized a building. It's very like stark. And when you walk in, you see no one's really in there. But you do see looks to be just like a table, and there's like an old looks to be an old woman sitting down. She's obviously Sul. You do see flavorings around though of like the Brotherhood, like banners and stuff. So I could give you information if I like had it written down, but yeah, you can talk to this person.
Okay, Sally's going to walk up there and just be like, in common, she's gonna be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, is there any books of worship on Cyril here?"
Cyril. She looks at you. You're still like glamored and stuff. What would someone like you even be wanting to deal with, Cyril? Someone so pretty.
You know, my lineage traces far back and touches on a far dead Suloi's line. Just like to read about the truths, and Sally does it like a gross smile that Cyril offers.
As you kind of go to do this, she just kind of says to you, well, there are some books here that will be amenable. Let me go get them for you.
Does she have anything on this table that look like it's worth anything?
No, it was just like a tea that she was just drinking. And she's like dressed in these like this kind of like dark robes.
Okay, did Seraphina see us walk in? Did she follow us in?
Yeah, I would have followed you in.
Okay, yeah, you walk in. Yeah, you would have heard the clinking of Kyron's armor as he tried to move away. As you had tried to move away, you made like noise. You'd made it into the alleyway, but you know that you were definitely seen. Kyron, what are you doing?
Is there any other way out of this area?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely go to, like, you can circumvent the foreign district and go into the scholars district, or you can try and double back and like leave the back to the inn, things like that.
I think that it is perhaps best if you two go and get kneel, and I will meet you back at the inn.
Kieran, I respect what you are saying, but those who are looking for you will not follow you.
A good question. You ran into an alleyway, right? So you ran away from the party. Are you going back out and going back to the place?
No, Kieran shittily hid behind Saeli. That's his nat one. He hid behind the hulking frame. His hulking body hid behind Saeli, and she just pulled him into this temple to get him out of sight because she noticed him.
That wasn't what he had said, though. He had said he'd run to an alley.
You ran into an alley?
Yeah, he said he initially said he wanted to run to an alley, and I said that you could do that, but you would obviously be seen. That was with the nat one, and then you guys said you'd like broken off and went to the temple. Oh
no! Well, I grabbed Kieran. I was bringing him with.
You didn't say that, so I'm gonna continue on with what was initially said. Because you didn't even know Seraphina was coming with you, because you had to ask. So.
Yeah, because I said I grabbed Kieran by the arm and walked in there.
I think the walking into the temple was, so Kieran was initially just looking for anything to duck into under, and then I think that the Saeli bit of going into the temple was dependent on her thinking that she was grabbing Kieran. So I don't know how we.
Yeah, that was 100% dependent on the.
Okay.
Like I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because I'm going to judge because the initial thing was when it was said that you were going to go into an alleyway. So I'm going to say it would stick with that because you were talking about breaking up because I had said that the Soul Temple was like down the street a ways. We asked if you saw one. And you wouldn't have wanted to go down that way because that's where your mother was looking.
Yeah. Then yeah, if Kieran's alone, Kieran's just gonna make a break for getting back to the inn. Circumventually, like he's gonna try to take the not back through the was it Liar's Alley?
Yeah, like
whatever.
Just through the alleyways and stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like you said, you could like go through this to the scholars area and then try to get around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like shady alleyways in this city.
Yeah, Kieran's gonna do his best, and like I think, God, and that one, it's like, ooh.
The nat one is basically means that like, so how I'm gonna have it, because you're trying to sneak away, is me basically saying that you're gonna have to roll another stealth check, but it's obviously gonna be disadvantage because she's obviously gonna beeline to where she saw you, because we knew from your conversation that she already knew you were here.
So I don't think Kieran's gonna try to stealth away. I think he's just
gonna book it.
He's just gonna book it. Like as soon as he's in that alleyway, he is booking it hard.
Nice. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, so like you just like book down the alleyway and we hear like the clunking and like the armor kind of like ricocheting. You go down, you turn like left and you turn right. Are you going to try and like cut back round and like make a U-turn to get out of the District of Lies? Are you gonna go down towards the Scholars District? Are you going back to the inn?
I think I'm gonna go try to go down to the Scholars District and then back towards the inn. Try to take a long roundabout way to get there.
Okay.
Just because Kieran's gonna want to try to lose any possible pursuers before going back to the inn.
Definitely. Yeah. So you can definitely do like go down a few alleyways and things like that. The place is like the place is sparse enough where you can dart down a few places without kind of being seen, and you're quite heavily built where no one's really gonna like try and take anything from you because you're in quite a good part of the city. So as you're like running through, we'll kind of cut away from there, and cut back to the Soul Temple, and as you're waiting for this woman to kind of come back, someone walks into the temple, while you're kind of waiting now off to the side.
Oh shit.
Sally's going to look at this person. Who is it? What do they look like?
It's this obviously Sulois. That is 6 foot, very pale skin, just like these like red eyes, like long, it's like very like long black hair, and they're just kind of walking, wearing all kinds of like fineries, and things like that. And they're just like, they walk up to like where you all are, and like looking around. They have like this like staff, not staff, but like a cane in their hand. And they're just like walking. It's a very young human man. It's like, excuse me. Have you seen the overseer of this place? I need to have a word with her.
Sally's gonna like kind of lower her head, like in kind of like a respectful manner, because this person's dressed very nicely. And she's gonna like kind of grab Seraphina's arm and like kind of pull her a little bit, like in hopes that she also gently bows her head to not piss this person off.
Yeah, sure.
And Sally goes, I believe she will be back shortly. She's collecting a few tomes for some research.
Oh, well, I'll wait. I'm surprised to see someone else here. Normally it's just me figures in this place. Are you... Any of you have Sulois in your lineage that brings you here? I've seen you before.
I myself know someone who is very good friends with the Sul back home, so...
But mostly, we're doing a lot of traveling.
Very good friends, almost best friends, one might say.
We're doing a lot of studying and research.
For my best friend, the Sul, who could not make it with us.
Does this Sul have a name?
Bernice.
Bernice.
Sally's gonna like
He
pull
like
a little bit. At
pops this
Seraphina,
like squawk at you like what?
like pulls at Seraphina again and goes. Though she talks so highly of this Sul, she is just but a mutt, father of Flan descent. It barely even tells she's Sul, but she could not make it to the Underdark for our travels as she was studying. So we were just collecting some information from her.
Well, missing a treat, really. This temple is quite a sea. Even though it was overseen by the Brotherhood, it is of late come under new employ, and I think one that can be quite beneficial for Backaloonish needs. So, what are you here looking for, and how long are you planning to stay? What are your names? I'm sorry, I'm, Zanzibar.
My name is Heather Graymason.
My name is Barbara Gordon.
Of the Gordons. I'm sorry when you...
I don't know why that name just came to me.
Have you heard of the Batman? So yeah, he kind of like looks to you, and just kind of says, "Well, it's a pleasure to know you." And as he's kind of like speaking, he's about to say something else. The woman kind of comes out, and she just kind of says, "I've found one book of who you were looking for. What was the name you said? Sorry."
Cyril.
Cyril. Yes. I've also added some other scriptures for Baltair. That was the soul god I couldn't remember. That's this temple is about. Baltar. We should think about coming back and showing your homage to them. And that would be quite acceptable.
My greatest appreciations. She takes it and she kind of steps off to the side somewhere to sit and pulls Seraphina with.
Where did Kieran go? Just a quick question.
So
I'm asking that to say, Ellie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not, yeah.
That is quite an excellent question. He seemed a little confused. I assumed he would have followed us, but he's worried.
Great.
So, what are you looking for, Sailor? In this book?
Well, actually, now that they've handed the Book of Beltar, she's going to go through that. I'm assuming that the book that the woman gave was probably like an important book for this like specific church. So she's actually going to like just page through that one first and see if it says anything about new religious leadership in this church or anything. Is there any flyers around if it's not?
No, it's basically just about Tar or like the Dark Mother. Basically just kind of depicting that dominion for the soul. It's basically just your kind of just like Baltar's greatest hits, kind of like what people generally are looking for. There's no like hidden knowledge or like secrets about it. It's just like depicting the dogma and the history of it, really, and the clergy.
Okay. Are these books that I'll have to leave here when I'm done? Did she imply any of those things?
You would think that you'd have to leave it unless, like, you asked, but most likely they wouldn't allow you to take it out. Most likely because
Right.
you know what the Soul are like and they don't like giving out their knowledge to
Sharing.
non-Soul.
Yeah. Is it all in Sulois?
Mhm.
Okay, so while she looks at it, she's just gonna page back and forth, like kind of confused, like look like she's struggling to read it. Just like paging through, like glaring at it, looking at the people, paging through.
Mm.
And she is gonna open up the Book of Sarul. Just to see, well, she's mostly just kind of like reading through it. She's mostly trying to get a look of the temple, was her biggest plan here. Cyril is the, I don't know, she's the goddess of liars. She tells a bunch of lies to like hide her like clergy, like her secrets. Most everything she says is a lie. Protect their knowledge with lying and secrecy.
Yeah, so are you just trying to scope this place out? Because I'm just trying to find like what your character's trying to do, and I can kind of work with you kind of like from there. So
Trying to get a good scope, see if there's anything like of value, like any items on the walls or any important people.
So as you're kind of like thumbing through, the guy is still there, and you're there as well, Seraphina, and he's kind of like moved away a bit, and like started like speaking, but you can give me a perception check, because apart from like the effigies of like Beltar and things like that, there's nothing like piques your interest to like steal or anything like that.
Well, I see nothing. Can I hear him talking in Sulois, or at least be nosy?
I mean, he's probably like far away, and you kind of like not really, you can't really hear it. You can give me one as well, Seraphina, if you want.
I honestly don't think Seraphina's like paying attention.
Okay.
So I don't think I would make a perception check. I think I'm just like kind of sitting there like really restless and kind of like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm just like,
So
Sally's gonna go to place the books back on the table and see if she can get close enough to listen to this dude.
okay, yeah. Roll me just like a staff check. It's not to stay hidden, but just to act like nonchalant.
All right, let's hope I don't have another critical fail. Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah. So you're looking through the book, thumbing it over. You're just like pretending like you're going over. You're walking kind of a bit slower to kind of trying to hear the conversation. Roll me a perception check. Because he's clearly like trying to like speak with her.
There we go. That's the perception I'm looking for.
Okay, yeah. So you walk over to like adjacent to them, but like to the other side of the room, and you can kind of hear them speaking. They are speaking in Sulois, and you hear the man say to the woman, "Well, make sure it's ready for tonight. I have to have something for the party. I can't go there empty-handed now, can I? High Mistress. And she's like, no, of course not. I'll try and get it sorted later on. Yes, if I'm going to this art exhibition, then I have to make sure that I'm going to be impressing a number of people there. And if you cannot do that, the simple task that I've asked you to assist me, then perhaps I should get another High Matron to watch over this place. And she just kind of says, no, I, of course not, my lord. I will indeed try and get the person you want. I believe they're still within the Chateau District, being held up. Good. Now, go about your business. And you see that I'm about to like move ways, and you like nonchalantly like act normal, and he just like walks away. He like walks up towards you, but he doesn't like suspect that you were listening in, and he just kind of says, "It was a pleasure meeting you and your friend." He looks over to Seraphina. "If you ever come here again and we meet, I'll be happy to speak to you about more scriptures, but I have no time as of late. Please excuse me."
Thank you. And she just kind of like nods at him. And after he leaves, she waits a breath and looks at Seraphina, and she goes, "All right, Neil first, Kieran second."
You said that you thought Kieran looked disturbed. We should not leave him to his own devices. There's something wrong.
He might have seen a familiar face. We will discuss it after we find Neil.
And you leave. If it's quiet, I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys are just staring at me. So I don't know if it's like an in-game character pause or...
I think it was very much an in-game character.
I'm like, you leave?
Seraphina wanting to ask a million more questions. Oh shit, someone's at my door, I guess. Hold on.
No worries. Yeah, so you leave, and you're kind of going through Seraphina, and I think at this point, that whole conversation had happened, and like you're kind of walking out, Neil, and I think you kind of see like down the street, Seraphina, like you see like Neil kind of walking out the Temple of Picard, because it's quite near.
Okay, I'll elbow Saeli and point to Neil, who just walked out of the Temple of Bakab and is quite close, and
With a bunch of slaves.
begin to walk towards him, but making sure that Saeli's in front.
Neil,
Oh, hi.
I was concerned that you were on your own, but it seems that you're not alone.
Yeah, I
Let's not talk about it.
yeah. I shouldn't be surprised that Bakab the Uncaring doesn't care about people in need, but that's where I'm at right now, trying to find a place for these people where they'll be safe.
We will talk about it in a moment. Sally's going to walk over to the slaves, and she's going to do an Arcana check on them to see if any of them are of any form magical.
You can't tell. You can't tell if someone is.
Do they look? They just look human, right? They're just humans.
Yeah,
like
they're just
regular-
humans. Yeah, but Arcana check wouldn't be able to be like.
Right.
You
right.
know how to cast spell. You're like, you know,
Right,
like,
I don't
if,
think
if
that- I
someone
thought I
has
would-
that like a capability to learn.
Oh wait, can I use detect magic on them?
No, that's like for like Neo doesn't exude like magical ability, nor do you, right? You just like know how to manipulate through like sure like personality of will or like through years of training. You couldn't be able
Well,
to tell if someone can do that.
It says if creatures have like a magical aura, like they have a faint aura if they have magic, and you can see a creature or object that bears magic.
Yeah, but that's for like monsters who are like made of magic, and things like that. Like you like whenever you've been like doing it, like it doesn't like detect yourself or like anything else. Like when you went to the Feywild, that place is like made of magic, so like the creatures, the plants, all that stuff, they naturally are like, you know, formed of that stuff. But people who can manipulate magic, like can't. Like you couldn't walk into a room and say detect magic and like discover every like high mage in there unless they have like magical items on them.
or like I think generally the aura is like if someone has like a magical effect on them.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's-
So like you couldn't really do that.
Okay.
Check if they have magical effects on them.
Start punching them.
Yeah, you could
Bye
see
bye.
that any magical effects on them.
Um,
I mean, yeah, even like I said, like it would show they've had any magical effects on them, but it couldn't tell you if they could like wield magic.
okay. Neil, we have to go back to the inn.
Let's just take them back to the inn. Yes, exactly.
Sally is going to send a message to Seraphina. Instead, I understood what that man was saying. He is trying to obtain someone from the Chattel District as a gift for the gala we are going to tonight.
Okay. I will send a message back and say, do you have any idea what? Like a person? Do you know?
Sally's just
who?
gonna nod, and then she's gonna shake her head.
All right.
So I'm gonna look at them. Look, I have to try to.
I'm not mad, Neil. Just go to the inn.
I don't care if you're mad. I want to know, are you two gonna help me? 'Cause if not, I'll.
Neil, I don't have a choice now. You've put me in a position where I don't have a choice. Let us take them to the inn.
You have a choice. All right.
No, I don't have a choice.
I'm with them.
Yes,
So
and I'm
do
with
you want
you.
us or
Neil.
not?
Neil, I am with you until the day I stop breathing. Whether I want to or not, you are part of my family now. So you turn your ass around and walk to that inn before I stab you in the kidney.
What about you, Seraphina?
Yes, of course.
I can't do it without you.
Neil, of course I'm with you.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my hand out. I want you to hold my hand when we walk back.
That's creepy.
Okay.
Sally, she wrestled me.
We will discuss this at the inn. Seraphina has kept many
It was
secrets from
it
me.
was weird. It was really weird.
If you keep speaking before we get back to the inn, I swear to God, I will kill the both of you. We have to do a few plans now before the event that I did not think we would have to. Get them
All
to
right.
the inn.
Well, shouldn't
Hey, where's Kieran?
one of us go and get Kieran?
Yeah.
If Kieran is in a situation where I think he is in, I'm sure he will meet us there.
And if he doesn't, if he's in a situation that you don't think he's in and he's in trouble,
Kieran is a lot stronger than you give him credit for, Seraphina.
I'm not taking away any of his credit on strength. I didn't say, do you think he's wrestling someone and won't be able to hold them down? Do you think trouble always comes in the forms where whether or not you can beat them with raw strength?
That's not the strength I meant, Seraphina. And Sally is like grits. Like you can tell Sally is like inches from killing the both of you. Like her entire body is.
Why? Because we're worried about Kieran?
No, she's mad at you because of the slaves.
I'm gonna okay with my other hand. I'm gonna reach
You
out
cast calm emotions. I swear to God, I'll kill you.
and I'm gonna hold Sally's hand. I'm gonna give her a big cheesy smile. I'm glad that you're both still my friend.
Well, don't think Kieran will have the same response. And Sally walks to the inn.
Well, I'm not letting go. So-
Then Sally walks at a brisk pace as far as the arm's reach will allow her, as he grabs her wrist. And she's
This is
just
the
like this,
game.
like
All right. Okay, this is some adventure, huh?
No
Let's go.
response.
Let's go. Let's go
So-
find Kieran.
Are you going to the inn or are you going to find Kieran?
we go. I go to the inn. Sally's walking towards the inn.
Okay. So, you start making your way to the inn, and as you start making your way to the inn, and we cut towards Kieran. And as you kind of go in a few alleyways, Kieran, you go out, and it's like this like big like block, this like this street, like this large like street with like a bunch of buildings, and you see like illithids, you see some Doro, you see some Droga, you see humans, and they're all in these like scholarly clothes, and they're all just like walking and like talking, and they're very like few humans, maybe like one for every like 50 of these like creatures that you see.
Is that library in this district?
It is in this district.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way to the library.
Okay, yeah. I mean, no one's gonna stop you. You're not like in like a time constraint area. You go down a few like a few streets, and then you walk down the down a few like alleyways, and you get down to the Isle of Scribes, and you get to the Librum Square, and you see this like giant like spire. It just says Spire of Encyclic. That's where we're gonna cut. As this like spire is there, and like people are walking in and out, and that's where we're gonna cut for our break.
Break time.
Oh God, no! Now I'm just stressed. I'm just going to break stress.
Kieran's lost in a library.
Hey, Kieran, that would be an ideal situation in any other situation.
That is true. We'll be back shortly. See you then. everybody, and here we are once again, jumping back in. Let's get right to it, shall we? Oh shit. Let's get right all the way to it. So, you're standing outside the spire of the Encyclist. So, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. Fantasy names. And as you're standing outside the spire, you see people who are in these like scholarly robes, very dark blues or purples, kind of like ambers as well. And you see a lot of the Illithid coming in and out of this place. You also kind of see like adjacent to it, like down another building, and you see like this big words across it. And you see that's like this like large, not like a university, but it just has the inscrutable tome on it, and you see a lot of the Illithid and the Doro coming out of that as well, kind of passing through both of them here and there.
Kieran's gonna go into what looks like sort of the library.
Anti-Solar Institute, sorry, I got that wrong. Remember, mine's a bit fuddled because I'm not feeling too well.
So it was the what institute?
Anti-Solar Institute.
Okay. But yeah, Kieran's gonna go into the one that looks like the library building.
Mhm.
And I guess that's the spire of Encyclists.
Yes.
Okay. And he'll see if there's like a reception desk or.
There's no
somewhere
reception
else.
desk. As soon as you walk in, there's just this hallway with stairs, like a spiral staircase. And as you walk in, you just see this male drow in this like ornate, like purple and blue, like heavy plate armor. He has in front of him this like long black sword, and on this black sword is like spider web motif, and you just see this like purple jewel on pommel. I mean, he's just standing there, not like barely moving, holding like both hands on it, just staring out at people coming in. And he just has his like hair just like harshly tied back, and he just like squints as he looks at you when you walk in.
I go up to him and I say, hello?
Yes.
I assume that this is the library of the great library of the city.
This is the tower that houses the history of our people and more.
I am looking for a Lady Triana. Long red hair. Very beautiful.
All visitors are welcomed within the first 3 levels. Nothing will be taken. You will not go further, or you will die.
Gotcha. Perfect. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I have no wish to die. I guess Kieran goes up to the first level.
Yeah, and you're going up to the first level, and you're seeing what looks to be more humanoids, not in like the scholarly clothes, but just seems to be like black robes. Some of them might be sorcerers or like wizards, and they're like combing through tomes. You don't really see anything. It's very much like a library setting. There's like tomes of like books, big, small, stone, glass, or different kinds of things. And it's on the 3rd floor, where you kind of look around, and you see like we're at the back where like this like glass window is, it kind of like shoots out to the courtyard. You see a few people kind of sitting around, and you kind of see like by a table, there is this kind of like pale like male individual. And he's like thumbing through some books, and then you kind of look around again. You see the same kind of like greenish kind of like dark cloak coming around with like some books, and you see them like pull it down on the table, and you see them take off the hood, and it has like vibrant red hair. You can kind of see like the side of their face, and you can see that it's Triana, and you see that her and this guy are like chatting.
Kieran will straighten himself out a little bit, just make sure he's slightly presentable at the moment, and he will confidently walk over to the table.
As you go over, something funny was said that you had missed, and you see Triana go as this guy like smirks up.
Kieran's brow furrows a little bit.
We see him notice you as you walk, and she like, what? And looks around and sees you. She's like, Kieran! She jumps up and like hugs you.
Kieran's still like not like he's just like he like the hug is very awkward for him. Super awkward.
Push you in your armor. So it's like,
hey, yeah, I'm in my armor. He's in his armor. He probably hasn't hugged anyone actually for a while now. So he's just out of practice. And also, she should be dead. So there's that. Yeah. So Kieran's, yes. Hello, Triana. I was wondering if we could have a talk, a chat.
Oh, of course. And she's still hugging you, but like holds your like your arms and kind of moves back, and she looks at you, looks up at you with these like vibrant green eyes, and she kind of smiles at you and says, of course.
Anywhere we can go that's a little more private.
I mean, we're on the top floor for visitors. Duncan, can you give us a few minutes? Kind of looks at you, like stares at you for like a minute, and then looks towards her.
I stare back. I glare back at him. I just give him death stare, just like.
Yeah, if this wasn't anime, we see like the lightning bolts like striking between you two. But yeah, you he looks at you and looks at you and goes, "Of course, dear. I'll be around if you need me. Just say my name." He like takes a book and oh, take this, what you recommended. You do have good taste. And he gets up and like starts walking away.
I wait until I see him like go out of sight.
He's the worst.
He walks down a few like he turns around the corner and you hear like a chair move and he's probably sitting down.
Okay. I guess I sit down at the table that he just vacated. I guess
you're actually taking his place. Is that the metaphor we're seeing here?
100%.
Nice, I like it.
Triana.
Yes. Didn't we ever see you so soon?
I didn't think I'd come visit you this soon. No, that's a lie. Why are you here?
Yeah, she says, let's not stay in our meeting with lies. Kieran?
Why are you here?
I told you. I'm here being taught by one of the professors in the institute.
Why is my mother here?
I told you she has meetings.
Yes.
And I'm assisting her. She's meeting with some nobles. We're staying in the District of the Dead. It's very gracious host of. Oh God, so much writing. A host at the Sarcoma Keep. Telagos is no. I mean, like, yeah, you've seen like notice boards like to tell you which ways to go and stuff, like Sarcoma Keep this way kind of thing. But not anyone else. She just goes, Telagos is such a fine host for us. Him and your mother have been speaking quite a lot as well. That's why she's been to the temple a few times.
Why is she here? She would not be here if she wasn't planning something. If she wants something here, it's the only reason she goes anywhere.
She looks at you, and she gives you this like, she puffs out her cheeks, and then like gives you just this like frown. Then like lets out the air and just goes, "Was this why you wanted to see me? Just so you could ask about your mother?"
No, that's not why I want. This is not the circumstance under which that I wanted to
Why
see
don't you just ask her
again.
yourself?
I can't. I cannot see her. I cannot.
I mean, you can. She's right here.
Sorry, what?
She says you can. She's like right here, you know, like gesturing to like the city you're in.
Okay.
Not like in the room. I am your mother. No.
No, I physically can't. I cannot go back to her. I can't. She had you killed. Okay.
And I've forgiven her for it. I think
That I can't.
I'm the one who should be the judge on the matter, since it was me.
Oh my god.
I
You
figured-
must. You know what she makes people do.
Kieran, we had this conversation in the bar. I'm fine, by the way.
I can see that. See that, you had acquaintance of yours?
Duncan? Yeah, he stays at the manor. He stays at the keep too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's also learning.
Learning a lot.
Get the fuck out. Look. You'll have you have to understand. I watched your body hang. I watched the village burn. I killed a lot of people
I'm glad.
after you.
I hope you did. I hope you killed them all. Them coming there with their shining armors and holy symbols, saying that we were rebels and cult members. I watched my father die. Then I felt the
Uh-oh.
rope around my neck.
Oh yeah, I've had this thought since your little thing. This has been sitting up here since your little thing.
What's your sorry, I haven't got an answer in front of me. What's your god's name? Serafina, is this?
Yeah, Istis.
Yeah, I thought so. She goes for those.
But I joined Istis after I left the soldiers.
Right. What was your?
I was a fighter while I was with the soldiers. So I didn't know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had like a different religion then. But then she just kind of says, that company. I don't know who they were, but they were planting these daggers in our homes, laughing. You may have seen me, but I lived it, Kieran. And as nice as it is for you to be mad for me, I'm right here, right now. I'm the one who felt the rope around my neck. And if I can move on from it, then I think it's a lot bigger problem than just that.
And that's what scares me. I I'm glad that you're alive. It might take me some time to be okay with that. But I cannot see my mother. And if you ever loved me, please tell her to stay away. She can go about her business. I'll go about mine. But I don't want to see her. And I want her to stay away from me and from me and my guild.
So is that it? I do, Kieran. Of course. I knew you were dangerous when I saw you. Our first time. And I saw the sweet, awkward, insecure boy that you were, who came to our meeting just to hear me read. And all you've been talking about since you've been here is your mother. It's been 30 years. Maybe she's changed. Maybe she hasn't. You don't know. I understand you've had a lifetime of difficulties. But so have I. And if
I don't want you to become me. For her.
You'll have a choice. If you want to see me again, then it comes with her. Because there's not going to be a point that I'm not traveling with her. She's not teaching me. At some point, you're going to cross paths. It would be foolish not to think so. I won't be your messenger. Maybe you should deal with your problem head on. She kind of sits there, opens up a book, but is just going for the action. She's just like, flip, flip.
Is there anything here that like Kieran can like bend or in anger, just in frustration? Just
I mean, there's some table stuff and
like this chair that Duncan had been sitting on.
Sure, yeah. If you want to do that.
Kieran's just gonna like bend it so like the arms like and they're just like so you say things like this and I wonder if you've changed. But then you say things like that. And I don't know. I understand. I'm sorry. And Kieran walks out. Kieran leaves.
She doesn't stop you. You walk out. As you're walking out, you know, you hear Duncan's voice and it goes, "What was that all about?" And then you just hear her say, "It doesn't matter," and then it blurs off if you start walking down the stairs.
Yeah, and I think Kieran's gonna try to leave the, he's gonna try to leave the library and head back towards the inn. But on the way back, he's gonna find like an alleyway where there's like, I don't know, a wall, like a stone wall probably. And he goes to it and he like finds an alleyway and he places his like head on the stone for a moment with his eyes closed. And then he starts punching the wall until his hands are bleeding.
You
And
do
then
that.
And
If
then
you-
he heads back to the end.
A few people see, but like they don't bother you. They're just like, what the fuck? And then they go about their own life because, you know, who really wants to get involved with that?
Especially since I'm probably like slightly denting the stone.
Yeah,
as
like,
well.
dude, like, oh shit. What the fuck? Guys on weird drugs. But yeah, you start making your way back. But the other group will get there first, and you guys make it. Well, it's gonna smash cut to you guys making your way back to the inn. And as you make your way back to the inn, and like you guys walk in, that drow guy who was there, who greeted all of you the first time, sees you all kind of walk in and just kind of says, "Oh, hello, you're all back. Good. Your payment's due."
Sally's going to turn and glare at Neil.
I'll reach into my suitcase. How much is it? 10 gold?
That was for all three of you.
It was 15 gold, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
With Kieran, 20 then.
Kieran paid for his own room.
Oh, I was just gonna pay for his room.
You could do, but I'm just saying, you know, like, he just paid for his.
No, fine. I'll pull out 15 gold.
Okay, and will your servants be as well?
Yeah, how much for a room for them?
Well, it's going to be overcapacitated in that one room. They'll have to have their own
Okay.
servants' quarters.
Uh-huh.
Number 5 gold.
Is that 5 gold a night?
Yes.
So why don't we do 4 nights? So I'll give him 20, and then I'll tip him 5.
Thank you. And he takes it. Takes the 4 gold and like puts it, and then like he takes your gold as well.
Does this place have food and stuff?
Mhm,
too?
yeah, you guys had breakfast here once. Just as a note, you got Seraphina, you only pay for the 1 extra night. So then Neil has paid for his like slaves for 4 nights. You've only paid for 1.
I only paid for
Yeah,
one.
I'm just letting you know. He goes over and gives the guy the bartender the money. And you know from talking with the prince that both events will be happening in about like 2 hours, and it takes you like 30 minutes to an hour to go from one to the other. So
I'm gonna give the servants some money too, so that way they can get food and stuff. So I'll give
Let's all
them
go into our room first. Let's all talk. First.
20 gold. So I give them 20 gold also. So they
okay, yeah, they're like
Food
looking
would be great.
around. Not really
I,
knowing.
I'll suggest to them, just stay in the room if you can.
Oh, Neil. I would like to talk to them.
I'm gonna give you a handout, Neil, just so you can keep track of what your slaves have, because they're your slaves.
They all have 1 HP.
They do all have like 1 HP because they're still all like malnourished and stuff.
No.
Like I said,
Sally's
like,
gonna
they're
go
gonna
into
need to
this-
rest and stuff. Sorry, go on.
Are we all in the servants' room then?
Sure. You can be there.
Seraphina, start doing first aid on them.
All right, everyone stand next to each other. Everyone stand.
Seraphina
in a
pulls out like
row.
an eye chart and
I will cast. Do I need to cast something, or can I just do medicine checks?
I mean, I said this to like Neil before. Like, you can cure them, but they're like heavily exhausted, and you can't cure hunger and
Right.
dehydration. You can only do that with time and food and like water.
So there's really
So-
nothing for me to cure. They're
No,
just-
yeah, they're just
yeah.
like malnourished because they've just been traveling through the Underdark for X amount of time and not being fed.
I make the bed very comfy.
There you go.
Do that.
Fluff the pillows.
Still have create food and water.
I do.
Could you do that for them?
Yes, I will create 45 pounds of bland food and water.
Hmm.
they
It's actually probably better for them, to be honest.
yeah,
Rich
they
food would-
eat it. They're just like, oh, they start like they start eating it slowly, and then they start like shoving it in their mouth, and like the guy chokes, and then he's like slows down, and they start like realizing that hey, it's not gonna disappear, kind of thing, and they just start like, eating it slowly.
As they're enjoying the food, I'm gonna look at Serafina across the table, just smile.
All right, all right, all right. To the two of you, I need some fucking answers.
And it's like,
Serafina says you
a thing.
handled the problem. I will stab you in the throat, Neil. Why did you
what?
slaves when we told you not to?
Look,
That is a good question because we did not buy slaves.
So this is something Neil did on his own.
well, I got the kid, and the kid, we walked by his family, who were dying in a cage, and they were gonna die. They're about to be processed for, I'll whisper, meat. So what would you say to a little kid who's like, hey, my parents are gonna be processed for meat? You're gonna
Neil,
go,
my parents were tortured to death. And I watched.
my mom pooped me out in a garbage pit.
It's not how babies work, Neil.
I don't know about that.
Well,
but then, we can talk about that later. But
we're
right
running out of
now,
time. While we wait
look.
for Kieran,
I had to save him. I'm not sorry. I don't
Well,
know
I'm
what to tell you.
upset with
If
you.
you don't like that, then we're obviously not meant to travel together.
shut up,
because-
Neil. It is fine. We are already here. I just know that I am upset with you for not discussing with us before you added all of these extra mouths to take care of and feed.
You know what I think? I think when you say, I'm going to stab you, what you're really saying is, I'm going to hug you. But
Okay.
I
okay,
don't
not
think that's what she's
saying
saying,
that.
Neil. I hear where you're coming from, but I don't think that's what she's saying.
I think
Excuse me, slaves.
I kind of
um,
do.
Slaves, excuse me. Do any of you have names?
The kids who are like crying because they're eating, they go to speak with them. Like the woman kind of picks up and just kind of like pats their head and goes, yes, my lady. But if you don't like my name, feel free to change it.
No, I would like to know your name. First and last. What brought you into slavery?
My name is Hilda, and this is Gunther, my husband. We're the Merrymores. We were just in our village. It got ransacked by bandits, and we were taken in the night a few months ago.
Interesting,
Yes.
interesting.
This is my son. She points to Freedom. Joffrey.
Oh.
Joffrey. Good name. Strong name. Now, do any of you possess any magical talents?
No, we're just simple farming folk.
Well, it seems that there is someone of importance in this chattel district. Have you seen anyone? I guess you would not understand what is important and not village folk into slavery. Perhaps anyone with blue eyes, brighter than the sea, hair as blonde as rolling fields.
Corn.
The DM's confused.
She's asking if they've seen anyone who looks Sewell.
Okay, I just had corn get shouted at me. I got
Distracted.
confused like really quickly. Like what? He just she just says no. We were taken by bandits, and then we were given to that man, and we've been traveling for so long, and we entered a cave. I thought we were going to rest, but we just kept going further down and down and down, and couldn't see anything for the longest time.
What lands do you hail from?
A Geoff?
If we get out of here alive, we will do our best to get you back to Geoff. But you must understand that we are here on grave, important work. And Neil, though kind-hearted, made a very great risk. We cannot promise you safety. But
I
if safety
understand.
comes,
I only ask that you take my children. And you see, like, the 3 children who are around. We do not matter, just them.
that is quite a kind thought. We will do our very best. Until then, you will stay here and stay out of sight. I will bring a small Lumo lizard down here. I would appreciate if you kept him safe while we are gone. If I do not return, set him into the wild or something. Keep him safe as well. I am entrusting a grave member of my family upon you, as you are to me.
Of course. Anything you wish. Thank you for buying us. Need anything washed or cleaned? I can sew. My husband can
That is-
cook.
It is appreciated. We will pay you for it in ways we can once we have the income to do so. I will go collect my lizard.
And then you hear. Hello. I have a message I was told to deliver for you.
Sally's at the door, so she peeks it open. She goes, "Yes."
Oh, I hear you're wanted at the Prince Suite.
Thank you. Children, leave your toys. Let's go.
Talking to.
You two.
The 3 children like get up and then so
Yeah.
do
Not the children.
Serafina and Neil.
I meant Seraphina and Neil.
Everyone
the
looks
adult
confused.
Slave children sit. Adult children, let's go.
1 second, say Ellie. First, I need to stab you with a big bear hug. And I give her a big bear hug. Thanks for accepting my slaves.
Shut up. Let's go.
Uh-oh, Seraphina, I'm gonna stab you too. Ah!
Yes.
Thanks for
I've
not
had it
killing me
back.
when we wrestled.
You're welcome. Glad I didn't have to.
It's a weird group.
She like almost choked me out. It was horrible. I was down for a 3 count. I had to tap out. She had me in an arm bar.
Seraphina's hand was just quivering close to her dagger for like 5 seconds.
The sword goes, his soul would be perfect.
But yeah, you guys go to the, I'm guessing to the Prince Suite, and when you get there, you see Sinlu. He's sitting on the bed. He's just like, his head's up, and he's just like thumbing the silk sheets. Oh, you're here. Good. I have your money. And he like gets out like 3 pieces of paper. If you go down to the bank, you'll be able to cash it out. All the fees have been taken care of.
Sally takes all.
But there's
3
only 3 pieces of paper and there are 4 of us.
He sends you
is the
4
money.
pieces of paper.
Sally takes all 4 pieces of paper and tucks them into her bosom. Now, there is something I have to ask you, my dear. We ended up in the temple district. I don't understand how this place works, but I was in a Sulois temple where I met a very interesting man. Do you know anyone by the name Sensibar?
Yes, I believe he's one of the dignitaries. I think a Brotherhood dignitary. He will be coming to the art gallery.
Yes, he will. He made a comment, though, about how the Brotherhood once ran the Sulois Temple, but will be soon under new management.
I don't know what happens with the temples. As long as it does not interfere with main workings, we don't interfere. It's one of the agreements we have.
What I'm saying is I'm starting to believe you more than I did originally. Nothing as an affront to you, my prince, but his tone seemed wary. He also claimed something about bringing a gift to impress people there. Do you have any ideas on that?
No. People aren't really supposed to bring stuff to an art exhibition.
Well, it was somebody from the Chattel District.
I mean, I can't make inquiries, that's what I said, but if it seems important, I would suggest looking into it. As I said, my involvement needs to be secret.
Yes, it appears we must go there first and see if we can spot what he's looking for. Perhaps it is a secret for this.
Will you have time? The engagement is in an hour. Perhaps you should... There are 4 of you, yes? Maybe split into 2 parties or 1?
I think it's best if we all stick together.
We'll figure it out.
Uh.
Let's go. Find Kieran.
Okay. He's just like, and you say that and you just leave and just like, oh yes, but the engagement is, and you like walk out the room. As
I'll stay. What? Go ahead.
oh, he says, the engagement is in an hour. It would take you at least, if you're going to the artisan district, at least 30 minutes from here with a big pace. Are you sure you should be wandering about? Your friends seem to... And she's like speaking about Sally, who's like walking off. Seems to be going. This is always happening.
Oh, no, we got it. We got it. 30
The
minutes.
artisan district is 30 minutes away. How far away is the other district that we need
The
to...
Chattel District.
So
But-
yeah, the Chattel district's like an
That
hour
one's
away.
an hour and a half
That's
away.
that's in the east. The artisan district's in the west near.
What about
near
the
where you are.
performers district?
That's also in the east as well.
Are they both 30 minutes away?
The Chattel. Hold on, let me get to the map. I can tell you. The Chattel district is about. What am I looking at? It's about the same.
Okay.
Same because you have to go past. That's the performance district to get to the Child district because the Child district is near the Outcast. Nice.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh,
I
no,
guess
sorry,
our
I'm wrong.
best-
It's just straight north. So that'd be like 20, 25 minutes away. And then as I said, Artisan District is to the west. So as I said, 30 minutes to an hour away, depending.
Well, due to all of our weird stops, it seems that we will have to find out what his gift to the place, I'm sure he's already obtained it, it's going to be at the gala. A few ground rules. Well, we will wait here for 15 minutes outside for Kieran. If he's not here in 15 minutes, we will have to leave him behind. Would like to be there early. 2, Seraphina, if any Sulois person asks about anyone you know who is Sulois, you keep your mouth shut. I am an enemy of the Sul.
Yes, I understand.
And Neil, if there is a strange man who has red eyes and dark hair, avoid him. If he speaks to you, keep it brief.
Red eyes and dark hair. Okay.
Fancy robes. He speaks mostly Sulois. He might be a very powerful enemy.
Okay.
I'm going to try and rub elbows
Well, how do
with
I
him.
get out of the conversation? Like, hey, I can't talk right now.
No,
I'm
Neil,
not feeling well.
if he talks to you, be polite. You don't know anyone who is Sul. You work for the Gilded Glaive, and you just like to help people, and you like art a whole lot. Do not mention me. Do not mention anything. I hopefully will be able to rub elbows with him, but I have no promises.
Got it.
I think
You're the leader on this one, aren't you?
I don't want to die in an art gallery. It is on my top 10 list of places I do not want to die.
You're just full of surprises, let me tell you.
Doesn't everyone have a list of places they would prefer to die and would not prefer to die?
My friend Sayeli has a lot of skills. That's what I learned today.
Du-du-du-du.
I do have a lot of skills, Neil.
Mhm.
I've been trained with this particular skill set.
I think you have limitless potential. That's just my thinking today.
I think as you say, limitless potential. Kieran just like walks. So, say you guys meet up.
Hey, we're going to a thing. Don't talk to the guy with red eyes.
Did you find what you were looking for, Kieran? Or trying not to find?
I don't know what I found. Said we have to leave.
We have to go to the gala.
Should
You don't know
mean-
anyone Sewell. I know you know better, but I have to give a refresher course to everyone.
got it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go change then.
Quickly, please. We are running out of time. Please wash your hands.
What are you getting changed into?
God, the only nice thing I have is that stupid suit from the freaking from the
Oh,
Fae.
yeah, that's right. You got the suit, the good suit.
Hmm.
Like it's a good suit. I
Ugh.
just also would probably want to wear the mask on top of that.
You did. I mean, the prince didn't say anything about having to wear fineries.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think
but,
it'd be up to you if you wanted to change.
It's an art gala, right? Like
Yeah, but we are mercenaries.
yeah, I mean yeah. Um Should we I mean, should are any of you wearing your armor?
I am.
We're going
Sally
to-
wears very thin leathers. I mean, she just looks fantastic all the time. Worst comes to worst, they make us leave our weapons at the door.
I thought we weren't going in with like obvious like. So am I allowed to bring my big ass maul then, or should I just bring my sword?
Bring it.
Fine, let's go then.
Kieran, what magic items do you have?
Uh-oh.
So I have got I've got Belt of Hill Giant Strength. And then my weapon +1. And then now way back when I gave up a certain holy symbol,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if you took that as me giving up one of my magic items, a specific magic item.
No. But if it's
Okay.
private, you can just tell me what that is in private.
Okay. So I also have my amulet. So
Okay. So, good to know. So as you're all going and you're walking up, you get this twinge in your brain. Like
mhm,
someone's sending you like a message,
mhm.
and it just says, "I miss you," in like your mother's voice, and you get a
Ooh.
sense that you can reply to it, and this is as you're walking.
I say nothing.
And as that kind of happens, we just kind of see that like spider sense tingle thing go off.
You're
We
just like me.
we kind of like side swipe to you all going towards this like very like large kind of like black structure. You see a number of people walking in. You see some people who are riding on the big lizards that like big like luminous lizards that are just they're riding on, and they're like drow like nobles, and they have like guards with them, and they're like walking in. You also see a number of just like very finely dressed humans and other races all going into this like black building. You see like there's purple. Oh, we lost someone.
Yeah, we lost the
Um,
breed.
We also see it's like this purple carpet that's being like sprawled out on like the steps of this like art gallery. And you see as you kind of like walk up the steps, you see that there is just this figure, like kind of bluish, kind of gaunt, what we would know as like a doppelganger, and they're like welcoming people in.
So you said there's like people who are dressed really well, right? And then like their guards, kind of.
Yeah, they're like noble, like drow nobles,
Yeah.
and they just have their like bodyguards with them who are like walking beside them, and they just like have their guards there.
Do we notice like them presenting any sort of
Nope.
like
Everyone's just walking in.
pass? Everyone's just walking in.
Yeah, everyone's just walking in very freely, just being greeted at the door.
Well,
Remember, Cianlu said not that I would know this, but he did say not to mention his name.
yeah. I mean, you.
I
So
don't
if-
know that because no one has told me anything.
No, he literally just said in the meeting with you guys just like 10 minutes ago that he should not be in any way.
Did he say it again? Okay.
Yeah. He did say that. Remember, keep the association secret.
Mhm.
So.
I guess we're going in.
So you walk in, and as you walk in, you're greeted by just this doppelganger, who is just like greeting everyone. They greet you as well, and as that happens, you're just hit by just this like waft of just like music playing through, and you see on this like black wall in front of you and like black walls to the side are just these like paintings. There's one with just like a beautiful drow matron riding on like this black widow spider, is like killing this like human army. There's another one of just like a field of like spiders going into like this like human's mouth and like out of his eyes. Just like these all this like graphic paintings, and people like being served by another doppelganger, like some like what looks to be some kind of drink, and they're all drinking. They're like, oh yeah, this piece, and there's just like a sprawl of people about.
Kieran objectively avoids the picture of the spiders and the eyes and
I mean, yeah. And you're at the exhibition. There's lots of people around. You can have drinks. There seems to be people like walking around. The hallways and the turns seem to go everywhere. So yes, it's up to you like what you do and who you look for and all that stuff. You guys have your mission. Welcome back, Bri. Who's also frozen again.
Oh no, there she goes.
That's not good.
So what y'all do?
We're here looking for Eclavdra, right?
Well, she's like the main event. She's the one who's showing her art, isn't she?
No, the artist is Ul Ertz. He's the one who's having the exhibition.
Ertz?
Yeah, Ul Ertz.
Ul
Okay.
Ertz.
Ul Ertz?
Perhaps we should find this artist and tell him how much his work means to us.
Hey, if you want to get on his good side, you could say, "Hey, Ul, your art is cool." 'Cause
No,
you're right.
don't say that. Don't even think about saying that. I will slap you if you start saying that.
His name is Ul Ertz, and you could say to him,
No.
"Your art is so good,
No, I punch Neil.
Ertz."
And then you get
I
punched.
punched
And then you are hurt. Yeah, you see people like handing out drinks and like
Do
food
we-
and stuff.
know what the okay, I'm gonna
I will take a drink and just smell it. Does it smell okay?
It's kind of cloudy. But you get a very like citrusy like scent. You see people just like drinking it and stuff. It's purple liquid.
In the chat, you could say to him, "Your art rules."
I punch Neil again.
Thank you,
Oof.
Dylan.
Oof.
I think you have to start
Oof.
taking pun damage here.
Nice.
What do you do?
All
I
right,
think that it
so-
would be best if we split up. As a large group in Arma, we stick out. And we never formulated a plan as to why we were attending this gala. I think it would be best if we were in
Well,
pairs or on our own.
The Clavra is part of
We know
that
what.
House Islesers, right? And they're the bad ones, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones with the connection. You know who?
Hello, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Sacrificed my phone and the ability to use my mouse to hook it up and use it as a source of internet because mine is apparently completely out right now.
Oof. We shouldn't have too much longer left, so hopefully it'll be okay.
So good, Sale. You're the leader on this. What do we do? We're
Yeah,
here.
are we
I
in?
just
Great.
suggested that we split up since we haven't come up with a plan as to why we're here rather than 4 people in armor huddling together throughout.
And I came up with some cool ways to make friends with Uber
No,
Arts, the
No,
artist.
I quickly put my hand over Neil's mouth. No.
I mean, we are simply travelers here to admire art and pay our respects. If you would like to split up, that is fine. Please stay in view of at least one other member of the party.
This is sort of like picking teams in dodgeball.
No
How are we
teams.
gonna
We're all a team.
decide?
Keep an eye on someone at all times. If you think
Yeah,
you've
but
gone
how are we going to decide who goes with who?
None, my dear.
say-
As long-
I'll say, how am I supposed to pick between you 3? You can't ask me to do that.
I'm
Sailor's
gonna
gonna
walk
lumber.
off.
Do we even know what any of these people we're looking for look like?
So Serafina walks off around the corner.
Sally walks in that direction, but then veers off as long as she still can see at least either Serafina or Neil.
Well, as soon as you turn around, Serafina, there are more hallways, and, like passageways.
Which one looks the busiest?
They all look quite busy. There were like hundreds of people in here, probably even more. They're just like walking about, like walking through. And you look down, you see like one hallway like cascades off to like another 2 break off. So it looks like to be like a maze.
I'll go to the hallway on the right.
Yes, as Sayade kind of walks around, you see Serafina walk off to the right.
What did I just say?
Is there anything like around? Like, what are people doing around me?
Yeah, so everyone's just looking at the art, everyone's eating and drinking, everyone's admiring this like very gruesome, like graphic depictions of like death and like military superiority, and there's like one like picture of like a flower, but then like there's like a black spider climbing on the flower, which probably has some like sub meaning.
Does anyone look important here?
There are
Maybe I'll-
there are a number of like nobles you saw walk coming in, but everyone's like dressed in like fineries, or there's some like random people around. I mean, it's up to you if you want to try and like smooth with people, right? You don't just look at someone and be like, "You're important. I need to speak to you," kind of thing.
Right. Sally's going to grab a glass of whatever the first like flute of questionable fluids she sees, and she walks in front of the flower photo, and as she stares at it, she just like mutters audibly to see if anyone responds. She's amazing. Don't you agree? And she turns to the first person she sees.
It's like this elven woman. She has like a bodyguard next to her, and she's like, "Isn't it though? Just the symbology of this pure surface beauty being consumed by the power of love, and how intrinsically our power will rise to the top and consume all. It's so vivid."
It is. It's amazing how an artist can find so much passion in such a seemingly simple image.
Oh, I know. I always find the simpler the subject, the more passion and art one can impart on it.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to throw it in my face. Some art is very much so telling me what I want to feel, but I like to come to the conclusions of our power on my own.
Of course, and like she kind of like smacks the kind of like bodyguard next to her, and it's just like, see, what did I tell you? This person is obviously of no noble birth and is obviously a human, but clearly they understand the basic artistry that this piece is portraying. Serious, I don't know why I'll hire you.
You know, sometimes it's hard to find good help. That's why I like to come to this beautiful city to offer my hand and my mind.
Oh, you're looking for service?
Oh, pardon me. I will always be apt to take care of a far nobler, far more intelligent species while they wander the dredges of the more dangerous parts of the city.
Oh, wow. You know, there is something quite beautiful about the lesser races, the savagery. This Spencer is looking for new hired help. What's your name? And as we kind of see like this conversation happening, I just want to get a quick insight to what everyone else is doing.
Just gonna find people.
Kieran's not letting Neil out of his sight.
Find people who are talking about the art. I'm just gonna like agree with them and look at paintings. I'm gonna rub my chin. And once in a while I'll mutter something like, "Ah, the brush strokes." That's it.
Someone like responds to you, "Oh, I know, right? I hear they use actual human eyelashes. It's remarkable."
What? No.
Yes.
No way.
You say you don't believe me?
Please don't call anyone a
I'm
liar.
having a hard. I mean, how could you make it? I don't see it.
How can you not see it? The stroke is coarse, yet refined.
It's crazy. Where did Ul Ertz get the eyelashes from?
Oh, I don't know, but I heard there was quite a vacancy in the Chattel district a few months ago, if you catch my meaning.
Oh. Yikes.
Kieran's just
Did they use any other body parts, or what's the deal here?
Well, not on this one, but if you come to follow me, there's a very interesting piece where I heard they used the splatterings of an innards. Oh, it's right this way, actually.
Okay. By the way, my name's Neil. I'm new to the city.
Oh, you're Neil. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Lawrence. I'm here on vacation.
Oh, that's
Yes.
neat.
It's so good to be seeing another human about. You know, the people on Furiondi would never understand this kind of beauty, but...
Well, I don't know if I get it, but I'm trying to learn about it.
Well,
You know a lot more than I do. That's for sure.
Well, there's so much I can teach you. Is this one yours? Points to Kieran.
Kieran's just standing there, arms crossed, like a guard next to Neil,
I'm gonna say
behind,
to
slightly
Lawrence-
behind.
Okay. I'm gonna say we're really good friends, me and him.
I keep his ass alive. That's what he means.
That's not true.
It's 100% true.
We went to the Feywild. It's crazy.
Ooh, interesting. You'll have to tell me as you see this piece. Come along, come along. Drink, drink, drink. He just starts walking.
I'll look at Kieran and give him like a little thumbs up. It's going really well.
I lean down to Neil's ear, say, "Don't give out anyone else's personal information."
By the way, my friend Kieran here is looking for someone. So, as this is happening, you guys get like taken down to a corner. You guys get shown more art. Seraphina, you're kind of looking around and you're talking to people. And then someone comes up to you, like someone like taps you on the. Actually, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
she hit the escape button.
Oh, wow.
She's like, okay, I'm done. Nice. So, we'll wait for her to jump back in. But as this is happening, and you're talking, I think so. No, it's still there. As this is happening, Sayele, you're talking with this same person, who's speaking around, and then you just kind of see them like stop and like, and then you hear these like lots of people like murmuring and whispering, and you see, hey, you're back. You pressed the wrong button, I bet.
Yeah, I was trying to go back to the thing and I hit the leave meeting button.
Nice.
Ah.
You see a bunch of people come in, and you start seeing like a whole lot of guards come in, and you see like a what you can only guess is like a Clavja like walking up.
No way.
Why? Just
No way.
put it to
This is
one
struggle.
side.
Wow.
And she's kind of like coming up, and she's like got like a drink in her hand, and it's already been like served.
Did I leave again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay. Hold on. It keeps. Just go without me. Hold on.
Just leave it for now because we only got like a few minutes left. So it should be all right. But you see she has like a drink in her hand, and she starts like moving towards you. But as that's kind of happening, are you back, Tiz? Can you hear me? I can't. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. As this is happening, and Clara's kind of walking in, and she's in your space, ALA. We kind of see that shot of you like going over to like speak with her, or like noticing her, whatever like your character's doing at that time. Someone taps you on the shoulder, Serafina. As someone like taps you on the shoulder, you turn around and you see it's that the Zanzibar, the person you met in the Sul temple, and he's just like, "Oh, hello.
Ah, hello.
How's it going? I'm sorry, I forgot your name. What was it again?"
Barbara.
Barbara. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you here again. I didn't know you were coming here, but known I would have saved you a spot at the early birds table.
What's at the early birds table?
Oh, well, you had a chance to peruse most of the art before the mass audience came in. It was quite lovely. Yeah, some of these pieces will be going out to auction, so it's nice to see before others do, to put your name down. I was just talking to my friend. Oh, she's over here actually. And like, he kind of gestures, and you see this human woman come over. It's this like older woman. She's very like she has like silvery hair, and you can tell it was like blonde at some point. And she's wearing like nice clothes. And she just kind of comes over to you and just kind of says, "Oh, hello. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Yes, hello. I extend my hand.
She goes, "Yes, hello. And I forgot what your fucking mom's name was, Kieran. With all the flipping and blopping jumped out of my head.
God.
But it's
Yeah,
your
it
mother's
was-
name. I had it in my
hold on,
head,
I got
but
it.
it jumped off.
It's Kieran's mom!
But that's what that's the name we hear.
Yeah, Belle.
Bow, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Belle
Um,
Darkthorn.
She goes, "I'm Miss Darkthorn. Pleasure to meet you."
Nice to meet you as well, Miss Darkphone. What brings you to the gala?
Oh, well, my friend here, Zanzibar, said it was a must, and I've been here for a few weeks now, and if I'm going to enjoy the sights of Ilhai Sinlu, I might as well. What brings you here?
I'm just traveling through on business. I'm a mercenary, and I heard that this was the best place to take a well-needed vacation.
Zanzibar kind of picks up and goes, "Yes, apparently her and her friend have a Suloi's friend that was too sick to make the journey. Were they able to come to the gala, Barbara?"
Oh, no. They are still up on the land.
Mm-hmm. Um, let me this deception check
Okay.
as you describe the land to them.
I just don't know the name of it.
The Flores?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to lie. I'm just like there. She's up there.
Oh, okay, just the
I just
surface.
don't. I just don't know the name of the land. That's why
Okay,
I
it's still the whole thing is still a lie. So remember deception check
Okay.
because Sally.
Can I use my
is,
inspiration?
Yeah, of course you can. Sally is still like the sore friend.
Haha.
Nice. Yeah, so they just go, oh, interesting, okay. Well, there's a pity that they've missed so much. Didn't you say your friend Ertz was going to show one of his secret paintings later on? Zanzibar? Yes, he is. I wonder where he is. Perhaps he's meeting with...
A secret painting. That sounds very exciting.
Yes, it's deep within the museum. He paints one every century, I hear. And, well, I'm looking forward to this. Apparently it has to be kept in the back with a heavy drape over it. I hear it's quite an absorbent piece.
Absorbent?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that would be just the perfect thing. May I accompany you?
Of course. And he kind of like walks like further on. And Balkan says to you, if you're here on a mercenary meeting, have you been hired at all? I'm looking to hire some people. I'm currently staying at the Sarkoma Keep.
No, I have not been hired. Like I said, I'm here on vacation.
Oh, well, I could always use a few extra people if you ever in need of any extra spending money.
How would I get in contact with you?
Oh, just come to Sarkoma Keep and ask for Miss Fawn.
Wonderful.
Or I have an aide. She can be found around town.
Ah, what's the name?
Tirasil.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miss Fawn.
Of course. And you kind of walk on. And as you continue walking on, I need everyone to give me a perception check real quick. Wherever you are.
About right.
Your spidey sense is tingling. Nice. So all of you at once, apart from Kyron, who's just thinking about the meeting he just had with his crush. You all see at the corner of your eye a half elf go across your peripheral vision, smiling. All exactly at the same time. You see like a smash cut of all of your faces, and we seeing this person walk past your peripheral, almost like in a kaleidoscope, and he just smiles, and you see it, and you kind of like look, and he disappears. And that's where we'll end it for today.
That wily bitch.
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, we should just kill him.
Again.
Except I didn't see him.
Maybe only he has 41 lives as well.
Who knows? But yeah, that was today's session, and we'll see what comes of this in the new year, where everyone's little side issue is happening right now. Neil is going to be learning about art. Sayeli is going to have some personal one-on-one with Eclavdra. Waldbury be able to hold it together and not just promise everything to her. Take me!
Just have me and I will do all of your bidding.
And we'll see what Seraphina is going to get up to with her new pals.
Kieran's mommy!
Run away! Run away as fast as you can.
Maybe
so
if you
fun.
shared some of your problems with us, I wouldn't be becoming best friends with your mom right now.
Two mums becoming friends.
I also have children. Please tell me about yours.
My children are very angry.
My children are very naughty and they're
How do you punish yours?
I kill their partner and rise them from the dead. What do you do?
Ooh, I'll have to try that one.
I give them timeouts, but okay. But yeah, just go run your cast and crew, see where we can find them, see what's happening, and all that good stuff. Let's start in the way that we did last time, and let's start with Sayele.
Hey guys, it's Bree, NPC Bree on Twitter, 2 E's. You can find me there for all of my shenanigans. I'm actually, from what it looks like, dark.
Welcome to my world.
I think I'm pretty much dark this for the rest of 2018 when it comes to D&D. But keep active on my Twitter, and we'll see otherwise. I don't want to do a really long thing today, so I love you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for being a part of this. Super fun, and always good to have you. And jumping from you to Tommy.
That was another rough episode for Kieran. Lot of shit coming up for him. My notes during the part where Serafina was talking to the person is like, okay, you know, the stool from earlier, human woman, silver hair, older. Fuck, it's my mom.
Throws PC against the
wall. Oh my god, Kieran's in a bad spot right now. Kieran's in a bad spot and a very angry spot. Very angsty. More than usual is the thing. But yeah, that was great, and you know, I'm gonna be real sad until we pick this up again, because you know, I just want to be my angry angsty boy. But yeah. I hope. Let's see. What am I on? Well, this, but not until the 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'm on. I don't think I really have anything until the week after Christmas. I think the 28th is the next time I have a Grammar of the Dark, an Invisible Sun campaign on the Grimjack channel. That's on Fridays at 6 p.m. I think the 28th is our next one. January, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff starting up, so follow me at Imperator Pengu on Twitter. I'm probably gonna be putting up a schedule there once I can, once I am legally allowed to. And other than that, I run a podcast, produce and run a podcast called the Tabletop Explorer Society, where it is a learn by play podcast where we explore all the various and wondrous tabletop RPG systems that are out there, as we learn to play them and hopefully teach other people how to play them. Follow us at Tabletop Explore on Twitter. And you should be able to find that podcast anywhere that iTunes feed into. Although right now only the first episode is showing, which is annoying.
Awesome.
Oh, and everyone have a happy holidays, happy New Year.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, here's to hoping that 2019 is as better. Unless you had a really good 2018, I still hope it's better than that, but you know.
Always aim for better. And yeah, thank you for playing. Super fun having you. And yeah, jumping from you to, I guess, since you're in Neil's place, Tiz.
Hey everyone, it's me, Neil's Arcanian, played by Sean. You can find me at Power Score RPG. Hello, it's me, Heavenly. Fooled you. You guys were so fooled. You can find me on Twitter at Tiz_aliens. I will be on Scraticus Academy for a one-shot on Boxing Day, which is December 26th. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to torment a new DM.
Nice.
It's kind of my thing. And yeah, I also host a podcast with fellow Grey Hawk channel member Ellie. So find us at Monster Crushing. We'll have a new episode up this week. And I hope everyone has a super special, cool New Year's. You get all the things that you want from Santa Claus. You don't get beaten by any mysterious Santa men.
Or taken by Krampus.
Or taken by Krampus, or like any of your digits stolen. Make sure to leave butter out for the Santa elves. And yeah, I just hope you all survive, and I hope you make it, and I hope I see you in 2019. And if I don't, then I hope you died a warrior's death.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A classic send-off there for our Christmas holiday. Thank you, Tiz, and always fun having you. Jumping from you to actual Sean.
Hey everyone, did you know that I've been writing about the orchard on my blog, PowerScore RPG at blogger.com? It's true, I am. And I'm going to write one about this episode as well. So you might want to check that out. And also, tomorrow, Dice Camera Action, they're going to have 2 guest stars, James Introcaso and James Hayek, the authors of Dragon Heist, one of their big adventures. On Waffle Talk, guess who my guests are on Thursday at 7 p.m. on PowerScore RPG? Oh, it's the authors of Dragon Heist, James Introcaso and James Hayek. So we'll talk about the episode. I'm going to pick their brain about Dragon Heist, which I am writing a guide for and having a really hard time finishing it, but I'm going to try to finish it as soon as I can.
Nice.
Oh, and have a good holiday, and just try to enjoy, just enjoy the little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you see Pro Restarter out there, give him a good, hey man, I love Orchard. I like that. Do an awesome job. I think you're Sean's favorite game, so there's a little feather in your cap.
Put that there.
and also, just this. I love this group. I love playing with all of you. So thank you all for doing it. I'm looking forward to doing more in the new year.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, and thank you for that as well. Yes, if you do see me outside, don't come up to me. I will punch you. No, I'm joking. But no, a classic holiday wish there from Sean. Do enjoy killing the little things in Christmas, such as elves and other monsters. But yeah, thank you all for playing and watching. I have been your smooth face 6 DM today, and yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming out in the new year. I'm not really gonna say all of it, but it's gonna be 10 to 12 shows and about like 5 DMs on my channel. It's all gonna be put out there. Some people you're gonna be seeing through the other Greyhawk shows will be on there as well. Check it all out on my Twitter. I'll see you in New Year on this channel. Probably not. I'm lying. I'll see you tomorrow because I'm fucking everywhere. Bye. Bye.